Hello and welcome to the mains PYQ discussion by New IAS. This is a question from 2017 mains. It's a pretty unconventional question. It goes like this. The spirit of tolerance and love is not only an interesting feature of Indian society from very early times, but it is also playing an important part at the present. Elaborate. The keyword here is elaborate, and what we have to elaborate is the sentence here. The sentence has two values, tolerance and love. Now, first we have to trace these two values to the history of India. That is said in the first part of the sentence, which presents these two values as an essential feature of Indian society. Now, second, we have to connect it with the present. So this question has two parts. We have given those two parts in the body here. In the first part, we are tracing it back to the history of Indian society. We have given 6 distinct points on that lines. And in the second part, we are connecting it with the present where we have given 4 points. So total we have 10 points for this 10 marker question. We'll start this question with the proper example from Indian society of ancient times that connects these two examples, which are love and tolerance. And the example is the essence of bhakti. So Bhakti is one movement that took place in the medieval India. Starting from South India, it transcended to different parts of India. And it had these two values at the center of it, love and tolerance. So we'll start with that. Then we'll also say that these are two values that transcended through ages. For example, if we take the case of Ashoka, Ashoka gave away Birigosha and proclaimed Dharmagosha. That is the value of tolerance and peace. This happened in 3rd century BC during the reign of Ashoka, and we can see this value transcending through ages till the time of Gandhi. So we'll say that these are the values that transcends through ages, and these are the core values that is present in moments like Bhakti as well. So that will be our introduction. Then we'll move to the Modi part. There we have found 6 distinctive dimensions to answer this question. The first one is about dynasties. If you take the case of India, we don't have any major invasion as such. We have examples of the Chola dynasty extending its arms to regions like Ceylon, but we don't have any major invasions like the colonization that the Europe had. So we can give this as a point in this part. The second is with respect to specific kings, for example, Ashoka. You can also give Akbar here because Akbar is someone who was interested in such things. He developed something called the Din Ilahi, a religion for universal peace. Then he also brought various sects together. So in case of kings like Ashoka we have already discussed in terms of Ashoka's Dhamma. These values were promoted since ancient times. Third is with respect to people. So if you see the Indian subcontinent, migrations are a constant phenomena. People keep migrating. Even kingdoms will migrate. So Aurangzeb started shifting his capital from north to south. Even Muhammad bin Tughlaq tried to do that. And migration between people is a constant phenomena. We have great networks like the North-South network, the Grand Trunk Road. So migration is a proper point that we can give in this part. The fourth is respect to philosophies. For example, let's take the case of the Shramana philosophy like Buddhism and Jainism and see the role of tolerance and love in that. The religion of Jainism or the philosophy of Jainism was so tolerant that they used broomsticks when they were walking not to hurt any other creature. They believed that every creature had a soul in it. Buddhism was also on the similar line. It had the idea of Sangam, where people were taken together irrespective of their differences. The next point, the fifth point here is with respect to culture. There we will talk about Bhakti as well as Sufi culture. So both are part of religious traditions, but at the core of it, they tried to reform the rigid practices of the religion using the values of love and tolerance. Finally, we'll come to the modern times where we'll talk about the example of Gandhi. What were the two common tenets of Gandhi or the Gandhian philosophy? There were non-violence and truth. So non-violence is extended from the value of tolerance or ahimsa and love that can be seen in the Buddhist philosophy as well. So we can see these values transcending through ages through the body part that we have given here. Moving to the second part where we are going to connect it with the present, we'll first talk about the genetic diversity at present. So if you take India for example, India has various gene pools testified by genomic studies. For example, we have the Indo-Aryans, we have the Dravidians, and we have various tribal descents. So these diverse genetic pool exist here with tolerance and love. So we can connect it likewise. Second is about the linguistic and cultural diversity. Here you can talk about the 8 scheduled languages or the classical languages. In cultural diversity, every state, every 29 state of India represents a distinctive culture. Third is about the globally shared ideals at present. For example, ideas like Vasudeva Kudumbakam that was part of the G20. So we have similar ideas. Vasudeva Kudumbakam is about world being one family. If the world has to be one family, it needs the essential value of tolerance and love. So third point is about that, and fourth point is about the working democracy in India for the last 75 years. So as Ambedkar noted, for a working democracy, what you need is the value of Maitri or fraternity, which is again related to tolerance and love. So here we'll use these 4 points to connect it to the present. And we'll end this discussion by invoking the idea of categorical imperative. It's an ethical idea, but we can place it in this context. It means values that are true irrespective of its time and space. So love and tolerance are two values in the context of Indian subcontinent that is always true. We have demonstrated it from examples starting from Ashoka to Gandhi. So this conclusion will perfectly fit in the discussion and will add value to your answer as well. So that's the discussion. Thank you for listening.